Over our month in being in Paris, we have realized that art is more than just what meets the eye. Art can be music. Art can be dance. Art can be spray paint on the walls. But art can also be degrading and harmful to an environment. And this realization of art being deeper than what met the eye all started with a call. I had a tradition growing up in my family that I always got a first day of school picture, no matter where I was or how old I was. And moving 6,000 miles away from home was not going to change that tradition. But this time, it was different. As I approached the front steps of ESCP on the cold January morning, I noticed a large phrase painted on the outside of the elaborate French doors to the school. Not being able to read French or truly understand French street art in the slightest, I did not think much of the writing and continued to capture the moment for my family. As I smiled and texted the picture off, I was baffled by the stark reaction of friends and family that read and understood French. The small phrase that I read as insignificant or even inspirational on the side of this building, in reality read, "Fuck the startup nation." In this moment, I knew that street art in Paris was greater than what met the eye. Growing up in an area where graffiti was erased the second it was plastered on a wall made me marvel at any art that was allowed and encouraged to stay on the street. There was a beauty in the freedom that came from street art, as exhibited through the celebrated work of world-renowned artist Banksy. The art that Banksy plastered around the walls of Paris not only created an artistic spectacle for people to view, but acted as a political and social message as well. Banksy created street art that was impactful and had a meaning for the community. A stark contradiction from some of the degrading street art that is currently found in Paris. Walking around the streets of Paris, we noticed the many art pieces that were not just about beautifying the community, but were spreading a political message and making a statement by the community itself.
While some art can contribute substantive messages to conversations within the community, other art is merely offensive and degrading to the environment.
Take this garden space, for example. Little do you know, behind the menacing black doors, covered with tagging, and beyond the green trash cans, a beautiful space lies within. One where flowers bloom and beautiful blue doors decorate the interior. This is all missed upon by the casual passerby who would not be drawn into such a lovely courtyard given its damaged entrance. This is a perfect example of street art being vandalism and detracting from the community at large.
In order to get a true artist's perspective on this prevalent topic in Paris, we decided to interview Elizabeth Kuzapoli. Elizabeth is a self-taught artist from the University of Southern California. Growing up on the East Coast, surrounded constantly by art, she gained her knowledge through self-experimentation. She now runs her own profitable art business through her college, where she specializes in spray painting personalized denim jackets and bottles.
What is your opinion on street art? Is it truly art? Should it be preserved or erased?
Her response was,
I think street art is absolutely real art. So often we have to pay money to go to museums or purchase art for our homes, that I think we should cherish free art. Additionally, making a piece of art is hard work. So for people to be willing to create it for free because they're so impassioned about the message they have to share is something I'm glad we can have. Have you ever been offended by something you saw on the street?
Her response was,
In general, if it seems that art hasn't had any effort put into it, I get a little put off. Part of what makes art so special is how individual it is to the artist. So to do something with so little effort that anyone could have done it really takes the value away from it for me. To conclude, it has become obvious to us that while some street art is a valuable asset to Paris, other forms, such as tagging and spewing hateful messages, do not serve the common good.
While we have come to understand that certain political statements and murals on the walls of Paris are to be appreciated, the problem still stands of these beautiful pieces being masked by the degrading images and harmful language, just as this graffiti over the beautiful samurai painting and what was seen walking up to the steps on our first day of school at ESCP. Efforts need to be made in order to fix this problem in Paris, to take away the degrading and hurtful street art in order to enhance the dedication and meaning that goes into true work of Parisian street artists.